program by introducing Qiren, our speaker for today. So Qiren is my how to say classmates in the field, and sounds very classical the word. So why I started this project is because during the MCO, we actually want to ensure that we have a very healthy body and mind, and also learn something new during this time that we have the flexibility of doing our work at home. So thus I've invited my friends in the field to share about different areas that is their expertise. Like for instance, for Qiren is actually Bazi and Feng Shui. And what I've noticed about Qiren, that's something to share with you guys so that you know a little bit more about him besides being your speaker, is he's very intuitive. He got a knack for reading the chart even from the start. So maybe because if those of you who have read his profile before, is because of his interest since young. He has started this interest since very young. And it was a bit later that he finally discovered the right platform to learn about this subject that is since the olden days. So very thankful, we're happy that today we'll have Qiren to share with us on the 5 elements. And that basically, I fully agree with him, that is basically the most important foundation in destiny reading. So I hope that you will get immense value from this session. And yeah, so I'll pass the ball to Qiren and let him begin when he's ready. Yeah, Qiren, over to you.
Sure, thank you. Give me a moment. Okay. Hi, everyone. Firstly, my name is Qiren, and thank you, Jenna from JIV, to invite me to be one of the speakers. I am specialized inside Bazi and also Feng Shui. So today I'm going to share about the 5 elements, like basically the foundation, that what you need before you can start reading your own destiny chart. It's going to be a very short and fast stuff. So if you have any question later, you can ask me. I'll try to answer as much as I can. So okay. The easier way to say it, let me start from the most basic. In metaphysics, there's a lot of things to see. So in Bazi itself, we have 5 elements, 12 zodiac, and we have 10 gods. So the simple stuff first, we go with 5 elements. In 5 elements, we have what people always know: the fire, the earth, the metal, the water, and the wood. So all these 5 is the most crucial thing you need to know in the Bazi reading. Of course, when this thing to know, each of the element, they have yin and yang element as well, which I'm going to explain it later a little bit more. So in this, by the way, can you all can see my chart, right? The PPT that I'm sharing, right? So give you a brief idea of what this slide showing. Fire is basically producing earth, and earth produce matter. Matter will produce water, and water will produce wood, and then wood will go to the fire. So this is a perfect cycle. Of course, if we go backward, like fire go to the wood, means it will burn up all the wood. So if go against it. So in the Bazi, there is a lot of cases where you might see your own Bazi have a lot of fire, or maybe you have a lot of water, or maybe you have half fire, half water. What does that mean? Okay, so this is a simple chart that I just screenshot. Normally, if you see your own Bazi, you will see this chart. In this chart, you will see 4 pillars: the year pillar, the month pillar, the day pillar, and also the hour pillar. Okay. Typically, everyone know they have one animal sign for them for their whole life. But in fact, if you read Bazi, you have 4 pillars, and each pillar have a different sign. Example of this slide. This person is born in the year of ox, but if you look at the month, day, and hour, it's totally 3 different animal signs. He have horse, he have goat, and he have dragon. So all these 4 together plus together, it will become a story of his Bazi, his blueprint. If you only look at one, which is only the ox, you won't get 100% accurate answer or accurate reading of who he is. So if you can see inside here, the one that is highlighted in the orange or yellow, which is written there, Kui water, the yin water, this is the day master. What we call day master is the one that representing the person. The first line there, where you can see is the heavenly stem, is all the 5 elements. The yang earth, yin water, yang matter, and also the yin wood. So today we will only focus in this 5 elements. Everything else at the below, the 12 animal sign and also the thank God, we will not be inside this today. Okay. So first I'm gonna share about the first one is a yang wood. We call it Jia wood. Jia wood, if you imagine it, it will be like a big tree, like the picture. So inside here, you will know that they always growing, keep growing up. It won't stop. It needs sunlight. It needs water. It needs soil. There's a lot more of that. So, what is the characteristic of all Jia wood? Give me a moment now. Okay. So all this thing that I put it out here is a summary of what this element Jia wood representing. They have more and more, but I'm going to just focus in what I'm sharing here only. First one, as you can see, they don't easily give up. People who have Jia wood inside their day master or day master Jia wood, this kind of person, they don't give up easily. They always will be trying and trying and trying. Just like a tree, they will always try their best to grow taller and taller and become bigger so that it can help more people. So people with Jia wood, they are very caring. They always think of other people first. They always want to help other people when they can. And sometimes when they can't, they will always try to do it as well. So they will be what we call overconfident. People with Jia wood, right, they're also very solid and also very firm. When they know what they want in an objective or what they've been thinking, they are very clear of what they want in their life path. They know exactly which route they want to go. They are also a person that are very high ego. So if in Chinese we call 爱面子 or we call 爱面子, this kind of person, if you want to talk to them, you have to be you have to use a soft skill. You have to talk it nicely. You cannot go it hard way and go against him. If you go it against that way, he will not listen to you completely. They will go against and go be like, sorry, this is not my path. I'm not going to follow you. And then face value, like what I said, ego very high. Their face value is always very important. If you say anything to them or among a group of people, you must always try not to step on their tail, which is you have to make sure that you don't accidentally insult him or accidentally say anything bad about them. Next one is that Jia wood, like I said, they always try to care for the people around them. So they have very good leadership skill. Normally, if you put Jia wood in any field, if they are good in specific, they are only good in one specific field, and they will be the leader of that field. Next thing is that no one ever see a tree move around, right? So people who with Jia wood, they are lack of flexibility. So if they only know one way and they always will follow the same path and go all the same stuff, we call it a bit called 古板. People who don't like to change. So in here, beside that all this, right, there's something that it's not inside here. They are people who are very what we call it, 三轮. If you talk to them nicely, they will try to help you. If you give them what we call it, like if you need help, you have to say it very nicely, and you can't be ordering them. To people who go and if you need anyone to go and talk to them or advise them, the best people to do it is a person who have water in their 八字. Reason being, you see, water produce wood. So when water produce wood, means water is the one that will be giving them the more resource, the knowledge. They will listen to the person who have more water in their chart. Okay, so this is basically Jia wood. So the next one is Yi wood, is Yin wood. So in 5 element wood, there is 2, yin and yang. The earlier one that I say is Jia wood, is yang element. So now it's Yi wood. Imagine Yi wood as a flower, as a grass. They are always beautiful to see. People like to see beautiful stuff. So here, imagine flower or grass. They're always around a big tree. They always try to be around some place that give them a strong support. So the survival skill for Yi wood is very, very strong. If you put them in any kind of situation, they will try their best to survive throughout. Next thing is that, as I said, they are very beautiful. So people who see them, they somehow will be attracted by their charm. They have a kind of aura that we say, even the person, okay, it might sound wrong saying this way, even the person doesn't it's not pretty or it's not handsome, but when you look at the person, you will feel that somehow it makes you feel good. This is their charm. This is their aura they give out. People who with Yi wood, they are very good in twisting around and turning around in any way. So if you give them something, if they don't like it, they will turn around and twist it around, until the way that they like it. They are person, they are very gentle. They are person that when they try to communicate with you, they are very soft, they are very gentle, they are very what we call it, siman. Then they are always constantly moving around. No, shouldn't be this way. They are always constantly networking with people around them. You see, people who are so charming, people who are so gentle, and they are flexible around everywhere. These kind of people are very good in networking. So if you are a person who have Yi wood, and your name say it's a Yi wood, you should try to mingle around. You should try to leverage on it and make more networking from it. And this is a very good point for a Yi wood. They should be networking around because people will tend to listen to them and tend to like them easier. Next thing will be people who Yi wood, right? They are always good in thinking and planning. They are the good strategists, I would say. Okay. Let's see. Of all the things I shared earlier, this is Yi wood person is the easiest to get a nobleman because of the charm, because of the way they mingle around, because of the flexibility they have, and because they love to stick with the people who are stronger. Hence, there are a lot of people that love to help them. So next one I would say is fire element. The first one, fire element under yang element, is Ping fire. Ping fire, imagine it like a sun, the 太阳. Okay, so as a sun, what you think it can bring out? When you look at it, if you feel the hot, the antagonism, the fire, the friendliness. So people who with Ping fire, they love to smile. You look at them, their smile will make you smile. So this is the specialty of Ping fire. They are person that are very independent. They are person who care about their status. Because of it representing the sun, they love to show off. You put them in any of the network or any of the social circle, they can shine and show off as anytime. People will just realize that, oh, the guy is there, or the girl is there. This fellow must be Ping fire. Because anywhere they go, they shine. They will never have an issue of being networking people. They will never have issue of putting in a group of stranger. They will find their way. They will be able to talk throughout anything. People who with Ping fire, there is certain bad characteristic lah. one thing I would like to say is they're always very, how to say, they don't think, they will act faster than they think. They are more impulsive. Correct. And they are very straightforward. If they don't like it, they will show it off and tell you that I don't like it. One good thing about them, they like to show sendiri. If you understand the term of show sendiri lah, means they like to find way to make themselves feel happy. Even the people around them doesn't feel it, they will still laugh and smile as usual. They don't like to show to people about what they feel. And when you look at people with pink fire, right, you always think that they are very happy and happy-go-lucky one. They seem to have no issue of their life. But in fact, they are people who have a lot of problem inside, but they don't like to tell out. They are also a person that is very high ego and also pride. Okay? So I will go the next one. The fourth element, the fourth one, which is a ting fire, which is a yin element, yin for fire, yin element for fire. We call it ting. Imagine it like a candlelight. So what you think about candlelight is something that is always very romantic. People who we think fire as a day master, these people are very, very romantic. They always think of fairy tale. They would like to have those kind of scenario inside fairy tale, the romantic inside there. People with think fire, also person who are very, very strong in their sixth sense. When they feel something, and if they have a solid fact to support it, their sixth sense usually come to quite true. But you have to train it lah. You can't just rely on it. You still have to train it. People with think fire, they are also very gentle, and they have this kind of mindset. They will sacrifice themselves to make everyone else happy. It's a very, very noble move for think fire. They are very easily feel sympathy for other people. They are not calculative. This is an example that I encounter. People with think fire, if you need money, you go and ask them, they will borrow you without thinking twice. And the worst part, they will never remember to collect back from you. Then let's see what they are put here. Fantasy imagination. So in think fire, there's one thing that very obvious if you see, especially on lady. They will be very romantic, and they always imagine that their partner to be someone who are very romantic. Best if they can be like a fairy tale. They can be like inside the Snow White, how the prince react. They prefer all kind of romantic that is possible to happen. Hence, they are a person that are very, very creative. What else can I talk about this? Think fire is also someone who are very good in speaking and sharing about their experience. They are very good in financial management. Okay. So next one will be Wu Earth. Wu Earth is under the Earth element, under Yang element. So Wu Earth, imagine it like a big mountain. So have you ever seen a mountain move? No, right? So people who will Wu Earth as a day master, they are someone that are very, very stubborn, but they are very steady. Stubborn as in the way when you ask them to change something, you ask them to move, you ask them to adapt a new style of managing. They will tell you, I'm sorry, the old way is still better. It's very hard for you to make them change unless you have a very, very solid reason and also very, very strong, I should say, people who good in persuading, talk to them. Else they wouldn't change. If you talk to people who Wu Earth, you will feel very high security. You feel the sense of security. People like this, they attract a lot of people. What kind of people? People who love to tell them secret. Wu Earth people is the one that know the most secret of all people. if you have a friend that you always go and tell them secret and you feel very comfortable and you feel very secure of telling this person most likely will be a woo-earth person, because they always absorb. No matter what you tell them, they will just absorb, and they will not share. Your secret with them is always the safest. So, as I said, they are very patient. They are also person who are not romantic. Unless inside the parcel you see a ting fire around it or you see a pink fire around it. So now we only focus in day master first, okay? Because they are like a mountain, that's why they are very solid as well. And they are firm of what they want. Let's see. Very inflexibility. They are very inflexible. They will not change. And they will keep the same. Let's see. Oops, there's an error there. Okay. So imagine it like a mountain, as I said earlier. What mountain have the most? Inside the mountain, you have a lot of mineral, you have a lot of jade, you have a lot of stone. So people who with woo earth, they are actually also quite talented. It's just a matter of how you want to bring out all this talent. One thing I forgot to say is that people with woo earth, right, they have a little bit of depression issue because they've been absorbing all kind of negative or good aura. They are very easily to get a bit of emotion or depression. There's no place for them to bring out all this feeling. So if you are woo earth, please find a friend and talk to them. So the next one will be Z earth. Z earth is a yin element of our earth. So what is the Z earth? Z earth is like the paddy field, the place where people the soil that is always been moving around, like those paddy place where you like inside the picture, this one. Or other example I can give you is like a soil, sand, or mud. So what good about, or what pro and con about this thing? People who with this, right, they are always very talented. They have multi-skill. They have a lot of potential talent, but they need a person, or they need a leader to go and, what should I say, to bring it out, to teach them how to use their talent. People with Z Earth as a day master, I'm sorry to say, you are slightly easier to bully. And if you are a lady, right, you always sacrifice for your husband and especially for your family. Sometimes you might be complaining non-stop, but you will still accept the fact that you are sacrificing for your family. It's just that you will still complain. Even the complaint is like, you're not going to make any changes. It's just going to make you feel better. Not good in expressing. So people with ZF, right, although they be complaining non-stop, although they always tell people that I'm not happy, I always sacrifice for my family, I always do this for my husband and for my children, but they're not appreciating me. But they don't know how to bring out, they don't know how to share the exact feeling of how they feel. So if you are a ZF person, you have to learn. You really have to learn how to bring out the feeling that is haunting you, that is making you feel slowly to become depression. You really have to learn how to take this thing. Just now I said, people with Z Earth, they are very easy to be bullied. So the next thing about easy to be bullied, right? You are always easy to be taken advantage. People will always ask you to do this and do that because they think that you are easy to bully. What else? Let's see. A Z Earth person, they are always a person that is very resourceful. So if you are ZF, if you are doing business, you easily find people who come and support you. You easily find the resource that you need. Okay. So the next one will be a Keng matter. A Keng matter is basically a matter element, young matter element. Okay. As I show inside the picture, they are like the X. you know, if you don't use the X, right, they will start to become useless, and you next time you want to use it, it won't be as sharp as it is before. So a Keng method person are always very hardworking. They are the person that they cannot sit down and rest and enjoy the life. They must always be moving, and getting more things to do. They are hardworking in nature. They are the person, they are very care about their friend. So if a friend come here and tell them, hey, I need help, they will be like, sure, what help you need? They will just go for it, and they will make sure that the problem is solved for their friend. They don't ask for any return, they will just help. A Keng method person, they are also very, very stubborn. In fact, they are those kind of person, they will take all kind of burden to themselves. They can take it and they won't have depression issue. They will just take it. If you say any bad thing about them, they will take it. If you give them 10 times the job, they will still take it and finish it. Next thing will be they are very brave. They are very, very brave and very daring. So if they think of something that is crazy, they will go again. They will go forward and do it. If they fail it, they will try again. I would say they are kind of adventurous. Okay, so a Keng method person is also a person that only takes soft skill, yeah? I imagine you will not go and fight with the X, right? So you will talk nicely with them. You won't go there and go and fight with them. You usually will lose if you fight with a Keng method person. They also have a quite sharp sixth sense, and they are a person who with Keng method, they are very, very justice. They are very strong on justice. Everything must go in the right way, in a legal way, and must be the right way. You cannot go wrong. If go wrong a little bit, bend a little bit, they cannot accept. Because of their this attitude by the nature, right? They are very, very easy argue with people and very easy to piss off people. This is one thing that Keng method people have lah. They don't really think about this thing. They always have their own style and very straightforward. Hence, people don't like. So the next one is we call sin matter. Sin matter is like a jewelry. It's like a knife, dagger, small little knife. That we call it sin matter. It's a yin element for matter. So if you are a person with sin matter, right? I'm sure that you are someone that love to wear bling bling stuff, necklace, jewelry, ring, all these things that are always bling bling. All this bling bling stuff, all this jewelry will make you, it will give you the confidence that you need. The more you wear, the more confident you have. If you don't wear it, you feel that something is not right somewhere here and there. Okay, so let me tell you this: people with sin matter, they are people who appear without you knowing, and they will disappear without you knowing. They are those kind of people that they will come in, I will show off, hi everyone, I'm here, I'm still here, then they'll go MIA already. They are very good in saying. If you ask them to be a speaker, to talk, they are very good. If you ask them to execute it, they fail for sure. They are not a good executor. They are a good speaker. A sin matter person also someone who are very, very sensitive. They especially come to emotional and also love. They are very sensitive. Usually a sin matter person are people who are slightly prettier or slightly handsome. Same like a Yi would. Okay? So always stress, care a lot. A sin matter person, right? They always care a lot on their appearance. They must, even they go out to meet someone, or one person only, they must make sure that they wear very nice. They must make sure that they gel their hair, wear the nice necklace, wear the right shirt, wear the pants. Everything they must be very nice. They can't just go chin chai and wear something and go out. They have very strong fashion style. Yes, fashion style. People with sin matter, although they are sympathy, although they will sacrifice for other people, but there's one thing here. they are very, very mean. When you talk to people with same matter, the way they talk, they will be a little bit sarcastic. They will insult you indirectly. This is their style. They didn't, it doesn't bring a bad intention, but when people who listen it, you will feel that why this further keep insulting me. That is the thing they have. People with same matter, they love teamwork. Why? Because in teamwork they can do less work. If you want to say they are lazy, they are also a little bit lazy. There is a bad habit about them lah. They always love to order other people or instruct other people to do job. Oh yeah, and they love to make assumption. So next one will be rain water, a young element water. So imagine the rainwater like ocean water. Okay, what you think about ocean water? It's always there's a wave, there's water underground, there is a fish, shark, all those kind of creature under the water. Okay, so people who with rainwater is someone who are very smart. In fact, it's the smartest among all the 5 elements, the smartest among the 10 stem. They are the smartest person and also the most cunning one. People with rainwater, they are very good in social skill. They are even better than the pink fire. They love to move around. They can't sit still. If you put them in any kind of event, they will be the champion. They will be moving around and talking with people. They will make friends everywhere. Anywhere they go, they have friends. In Chinese, there is a word called 四海为家. So they are the person who go anywhere. Anywhere can be their house at home because everywhere there is a friend, there is an ally there. So they are person that are very, very fast respond. If you talk to them, right, anything, they reflect very fast. They react also very fast. They are very high adaptability. They very good in adapting new thing and the environment based on the environment. Always when they do stuff, it's based on intention. A bit bad to say by intention, but they always intention oriented. They will do something for a reason. They will not, okay, let's say they went to this event, there must be a reason why they go for it. People who are rainwater, there's one thing I would like to say. They love freedom a lot. You cannot lock them down in one place. If you want them to shine, if you want them to be good, you must let them free. So if you are a rainwater person and you stay still at home, I would highly recommend you to start moving around and know more people. Because of their way of thinking and the fast response, the way of the knowledge and the skill that they have, right? It's very hard for them to trust other people. They always believe everything I must do it myself. If I pass to other people, they might screw it. So they always want to do it by themselves. Okay. In rainwater, right? People who rainwater, they are very high ambition. They always want to be the best of the best. And they are very good, they have very good leadership beside them, the Jia wood. Rainwater is second element that have very good leadership. A lot of people will be willingly follow them and follow their lead without them doing much because they are very good in doing connection and making friends with people. This is rainwater. So next one will be Kui water. Okay, this is the last element, the yin element. So Kui water is like rainwater, mist, or even cloud. So think of this thing. They are people who are very mystery. You will never ever able to guess what they thinking. People who with Kui water as a day master, emotion swing is happen almost every day one. They have a lot of thought inside their mind, always have thought running here and there. They very easily have their mindset confused. Hence, for this moment, they can be, oh, I'm very happy. This thing I have. Next moment, they're, oh, I'm so sad. So they swing super fast. They are also person who are very crazy. They have a lot of idea inside their mind. These clear water person are the one that most easy to get depression as well, because of the thought that they have. Hence, they always think too much. They prefer to have their own me time or alone time most of the time, because this is the time they will feel that, oh, I need to rest, I need to be with myself. Other people, too many people, I won't feel good. Also, they are also person who are very good in what I call it strategizing, planning. If you are a clear water person and you can leverage on this skill where you are good in planning. Oh, a bad thing about clear water, they love to daydream. They always think about a lot of things and they will fly away, don't know go where already. Last one, I would say most of the clear water person, they have OCD problem. So all these 10 stem, right, is the yin yang of 5 elements. So when you read a Bazi or your destiny chart, you should combine all these elements to read a proper chart. Without knowing the foundation of this 10 stem, right, it's very hard for you to understand what inside your chart and how can you leverage and how can you make your chart even better. Like I showed earlier, if a person is a let me go this one. If a person is a clear water and they have a Wu earth beside it and also a Geng metal beside it, this person, you see, clear water is person who always think a lot. It's like the person who are very emotion, the person who are good in planning, like what I said earlier. But you have Keng metal beside it. Keng metal is someone who are very straightforward. And then Wu earth is a person who are solid. So you see, with these two elements, it will strengthen the weakness that clear water have. Clear water is very emotional, right? So the Wu earth and Keng metal will make it become more solid and more firm. So this is how you should read it. Okay, that is all I have for the 10 element, the summary of all the 10 elements. Any question? Hello, hello. Any question, guys? If then that is all I have for today on the 5 element.
Qiren, Priscilla got a question.
Okay. Wanna ask the bottom column,
Yeah.
what does it mean? Okay, so let me show the slide again. So the bottom column, you mean the Wu Wei Chen Chou, right? So the Wu Wei Chen Chou, this one is the 12th animal sign, the zodiac. How do I read the okay. So this one, maybe if we have a next if Jiv have a next project, I will explain on 12 zodiac. But this one, the 12 zodiac basically stand for different what we call it. They also belong to all the 5 elements. Like horse is belong to yang fire, Wei is belong to yin earth, Chen dragon is belong to yang earth, and also Chou is for yin earth. So with all this, you can make the story even complete. Did I answer your question, Priscilla? Then at the bottom, last one, yeah, the one we call let me see, move my hidden stem. Okay, all those is the 10 god. So you see IW like indirect wealth, 7K is 7 killing, EG is eating god. All this, right, is even deeper details. So if you want to know a simple and a summary of your parts, you can ignore the last part first, only the first two parts. But for this class, we will only focus in the heavenly stem, which is all the 5 elements, which is the first row, first column, sorry. Any other question? If no, then I pass back to Jenna.
Thank you, Qiren. Thank you for your sharing session. Really learned a lot. Even for myself, that I know Party as well, right? But having listened it from a different speaker actually gives a new perspective. So there's always more to learn about this topic because it's actually quite deep. There's a lot of depth into it. So, and furthermore, if you know the Party of your friends and your colleagues, right, then you may even notice more things like, hey, this one, he's also like that, or in what circumstances is like that. So yeah, I would like to invite you guys to go and busybody a bit, go and look out at your colleagues' party, right? And then after that, you map back into what Qiren say, and then you can get a good laugh. You find that it's actually quite interesting in that sense lah, by putting it into a person instead of just like just the characteristics now that you have learned, but putting it into a real person. It will give you even a deeper meaning to it. So thank you so much, Qiren, for sharing, joining us on this day 3. And Qiren will also be having another session on Feng Shui later on. So do check out our TheJiveAcademy timetable if you don't have it already for all the other sessions. And tomorrow, today we are doing the East part, learning party, the 5 elements. Tomorrow we'll be moving to the West, whereby we'll have a consultant with over 15 years of experience sharing with you about Western astrology and at 8:30 p.m. So I hope that all of you can join us. It's still not too late to register. Call your friends to register as well. It's going to be fun to learn it together. So that's about it from us, the TheJiveAcademy, for today. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for your time and have a good Sunday. Bye.
Thanks, guys.